What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with more rookie analysis slash draft coverage. We're gonna talk about the guy from overseas. I don't want to butcher his name. I don't want to pretend like I know how to say it, but the title will have it, and you'll know who I'm talking about. This guy is very, very interesting because a lot of people don't have him going top five. A lot of people don't have him going top seven. They have him going within the 8 to the 14 to 15 range, which is basically the lottery to the end of it. And it's kind of funny because this guy has really done some things overseas, being able to win the MVP, being able to be a 19-point scorer, being able to have multiple post moves, whether it's just using up and unders, whether it's just finishing with dunking, going up strong, cutting to the basket. It seems like he knows what he's supposed to do. And you need guys like that. I definitely think that he is one of the better prospects just because he is polished. He knows exactly how to move with his body. He knows how to get off his shots very clean. He goes up with force. He doesn't try to use finesse. He'll go up in you. He'll go at you. And you need that in a center that can be physical, but also can finish around the rim in multiple ways just because the defense is going to trap you. They're going to double team you. And if you have single coverage, you still have to be able to get a legitimate shot off that's going in. And he has so many moves and so many ways to get his hook shot off, or even his ability to use his footwork and his craft to get enough space to even get a better shot at the rim. Just shows you how good of a post player that he is already, as being a very young adult. Not only that, for him to shoot 64% shows you that he can do more than just dunk. He's not a guy that's just going to be a pick and roll dunker, a pick and roll player. You can actually get this guy a pass in a post, and he can deliver you an efficient shot every time you give it to him if you give him the right spacing and the right personnel around him. So his polish is amazing for his age, especially because centers take a long time to develop footwork. It takes them a long time to develop legit post moves, and they usually take them in their mid 20s to end to really become dominant in the post. And he's already starting off with multiple moves, multiple ways to get to his moves, and can finish with either hand too. Plus, he is a guy that can finish, very good with dunking the basketball with one hand or two, and he's bouncy. I like that about him too. He'll jump up for rebounds. He'll jump up into you. He's not afraid of contact, and that's very important at the NBA level because we know how physical it can be in the paint when everybody's grabbing and bumping and trying to get you out of your spot. You have to be able to, be a man amongst boys. You have to be able to be, a lion in that paint and not be scared of anything and be able to take down anything. And I feel like he has a lot of those characteristics offensively. I know he's not really known for his defense. Most rookies aren't. Most players aren't great defenders, even if they're tagged as great defenders coming into the draft. Most of the time, as rookies or in the first couple years, they're never really great or plus defenders at all, even if they're supposed to come in as one. And I don't really think that that's going to be a huge knock on him because most centers aren't great defensively without, having the right personnel around them on the perimeter. But not only that, interior defense is tough because so many guys go into the paint and you can just get fouled just for contesting. Sometimes they call verticality, sometimes they don't. So you're basically on the island unless you have a great scheme, and that's all about personnel and coaching to put you in the right situations to help you be able to, do what they need you to do in that particular system and scheme. And I think that that will be something he will have to focus on. We done seen guys like Jokic and stuff that never became great defenders as centers, but has been able to become decent defensive teams. And on top of that, be high-profile offensive teams just because they're so dangerous and offensively. Like he's nowhere near Jokic. He's not a great three-point shooter. Not a great mid-range shooter. I don't really like his release at all when it comes to jump shooting. So I think that that's going to be a problem. Is he's a big that can do a lot of things fundamentally. He's a big that's very very skilled, but he also has no scoring outside of the paint, outside of setting a screen or being in a dunker spot. And if you don't pay attention to him or you collapse too hard, he can make you pay by finishing at the rim. And I think those are good starting points to be able to have things that you establish and things that you can perfect, but also things that you bring to the table right away. And at least you know he can do these things at a high level because he did it at a high level already professionally. He just has to do it in the NBA. Now, I'm not saying that this guy is a guy you can just draft and plug right in as a starter and he's going to produce rookie of the year numbers. I'm not saying that he's going to do that. I'm not saying that this guy is a 20-point scorer in the NBA, but I'm saying is he has a lot of the qualities that you look for in a big man already developed, and he can take his game to another level by, getting in the right scheme and the right system, but also expanding his game even more. And that's what you usually want your rookies to do throughout the season within year to 1 and 2, and be more of a polished product by year 4 when it's time to get their extension. They should be hitting their pinnacle or getting to show you what they really are and what they can really do in this league. Now, there's a lot of centers drafted throughout these last years that never really became offensive hubs, never really became dominant big men, and that's going to be something that he's going to have to, get the monkey off his back on. He's going to have to prove it all over again at the NBA level that he can do these things, that he can do these things consistently, he can do these things efficiently, and he can be a trustable, reliable player at the NBA level. And that's something that we will have to see. We're going to have to watch and see. But for what I've seen so far, I like his energy. I like his effort. I like his hustle. This guy get putbacks. This guy goes hard at the rim. This guy is not afraid to use his body. He's not afraid to be physical when even going for offensive rebounds. And this guy is feisty. He's gonna move. He's gonna jump. He's gonna hurt. He's gonna jerk, and he's gonna get quality shots and be relentless coming at you. And you don't see too many foreign centers that's physical. You don't see too many of them that's fearless. You don't really see that either in young bigs. You really, really don't. Usually they're finesse. Usually they're jump shooters. Usually they're guys that, like to stretch out and play on the perimeter a little bit more. But this guy likes the paint. This guy likes the physicality. This guy likes the challenge of, outskilling, outwilling his opponent. And that's something that you just don't see with players in this draft at this position and players that come overseas in the previous drafts. And I think that that's something that's going to make him stand out with whoever takes him. They know that this guy is going to work hard. They know that this guy is a team player. He's willing to pass to shooters. He's willing to pass out the post if he doesn't have a legitimate shot. And he's not a ball hog. He's not a guy that whines and complains if he doesn't get touches for what I see. And those are things that you want in a team player, but those are also things you want in a star player. You want them to be dominant. You want them to be confident, but you also want them to respect the players they have around them, trust the players they have around them, and play together. Even if you have to go a little G every once in a while, just because you have a good matchup or the person just can't stop you, you still want to be able to be keeping your teammates involved, keeping them engaged into what the team is trying to do throughout the game. And I think that he knows when to dominate. He knows when to go one-on-one, but he also knows how to rely and let his teammates do their thing at the same time. And I think that's important to being a successful player in this league. And I think that he has that characteristic, that leadership already built into him for what I have seen. So he looks more like a guy that's a sure thing to me offensively. The defense is going to be the question on him. Can he protect the rim? Can he rotate? Can he recover? Can he not foul a lot? Also, perimeter shooting. Can he develop a mid range? Can he be a guy that can also hit the three? Can he be a guy that can facilitate in the paint? Also, can he facilitate in the post? That's going to be something that he's going to have to do if he's going to be an offensive weapon in the NBA level. And I like his mobility. I like his activeness. I like his hustle and effort, like I said before. So I don't really think that those things are going to be a problem. It just, he's going to have to prove it again against the highest caliber players, and that's the NBA. And that's just something that he's going to have to show us that he can do. We feel like he can do it. We think he's prepared. We feel like he has enough in the bag to do it. He just has to go out there and show us. And that's going to be a challenge for him. But I think he'll be up to it, and I think he'll have fun with it, and I think he'll be fine. So I like this guy. I like what he does. I like what he brings to the table. I like his footwork. I like his patience. I like his ability to finish in the rim. And I like the fact that he's not afraid to dunk it on you. He's not afraid to go to the basket hard. And he's not scared of anybody in the paint. And that's what you want your big man to be. But that's something that he is already. And he hasn't played one game in the NBA yet. And that's something that makes him very, very intriguing as a prospect. Other than that, let me know what you like and dislike about him. Do you think he'll be a lottery pick? Do you think he'll rise in the draft, fall in the draft, or do you think he'll just be fine? He just needs the right situation and the right coach to really get the best out of his talents, and he can be a great, addition to a team. Whatever you feel, let me know in the comment section below. Quinn Wade, basketball announcers, I'm gone, and I'll be back with another video tomorrow.